Some of you all who actually know me personally outside the things that I've done on YouTube over the last decade and some change, or follow me on Facebook, are no strangers to the fact that I love to fish. Don't know what it is, but since my early childhood, it just fuels my soul to be out on a boat, a dock, a shoreline, or something as simple as a little lake or a riverway if I'm not out at sea. I don't know, must be the Pisces in me or something. Last week, I was doing some bass fishing, and I even posted a short video of one of the fish that I caught on Facebook, as some of you may remember. And you know, one thing that you have to take in mind when you're fishing for bass is the fact that bass aren't like perch, bluegill, trout, crappies, or other fish that you generally come across in fresh water. Bass are strikers. They've got those big wide mouths, and they tend to go after the lure the moment you toss the line in like a heat-seeking missile. Hell, a lot of times they don't even have to see or smell that bait. If you have the right spinner and it's good and shiny, they'll jump right on it and bite it, hook and all. And see, this past Friday, I tossed a line in the social media waters in the form of a YouTube video which I entitled, "Why Black Folks Make Martyrs of Fools." This video, of course, revolved around the murder of one Ahmaud Arbery. And to no surprise, so many of you progressive black liberals took the bait that I had to remove my post from your group's pages because I didn't have enough room left in my cooler to store you all. I mean, every time I tossed a line, you jumped right on the hook and attacked on the first strike. I didn't even get time to let my beard settle down good so I could relax between catches.
First catch.
I was like, oh,
jeez,
time to reel in another one and toss it right back in the social media water with all the rest of the largemouth progressive black
Look
liberal
at this monster.
bass.
Look at this freaking monster.
Now, my video's very title, as well as the video itself, gave the definitive reasoning behind why black folks as a collective choose time and time again to make martyrs of thugs, wannabe thugs, dope peddlers, pookies, and pookshanas. I didn't say Ahmaud Arbery deserved to die because he truly didn't. Nor did I say the white men who murdered him deserve to be freed because they don't. I told you all Arbery was a fool.
I'll tell you why I'm here, man.
Why?
I'll tell you why I'm here. Because this area is known for drug activity.
Drug? How the fuck I'm drug activity when I work at Blue Beacon?
Back up.
Check my shit.
Back up.
The fuck you talking about?
You
Check
want to back
my
up?
motherfucking shit. Bitch, you hit me
Send me
with that
another
shit,
unit,
bitch, you gonna be
please.
fucked
Send me
up.
another unit.
Shit. Fuck you talking about? Homeboy.
Welcome to the Homeboy Shopping Network.
That's my wife's ring! If I ever get my hands on you, you sleazy, slimy son of...
Another satisfied customer. Go.
And that got your feathers ruffled. But what upset you Negroes the most was the fact that I publicly exposed the very formula which makes a modern black martyr.
Cracking the concoction created by me when read you read.
I gave you the full recipe without cutting any corners or shorting you on flour, cornmeal, sugar, margarine, herbs, spices, or any other ingredients. I told you how it's done from scratch. And to no surprise, the Sisterhood of Failure Support Group, i.e. Black American Women, came at me, tossing dirty dishes, cast iron skillets, and hurling every knife in the kitchen in the efforts of protecting the sorcery book of their wicked coven. You better not be showing these men my book of spells. And sadly, you black males are so beneath their curse that there's nothing I or any other man of sound mind can really do to wake you up. I mean, these heifers have zapped and shrunken your brains into the size of pepper kernels.
Silence, animals! Your next little podling. It won't hurt. We just want to drain your living essence. Then you can be the same as the other podlings here. A slave. Open the wall. Now, podling. Out there is the great shaft of the castle. Position the reflector. The reflector will capture the beams of the dark crystal floating high above. Look into the reflector, podling. Feel the power of the dark crystal. Yes. And now the beam will rid you of your fears, your thoughts, your vital essence. You're very lucky, slave. Only the Emperor can drink your essence. He's here. Close it, slave.
I mean, take a look at these screenshots. These are all from you black males. And since you chose to drop these breadcrumb comments, hoping some sister would come skipping through, pressing the like button so you could go to her page and gawk at all her photos, I'm gonna do you all favors and give you even more exposure so a few more crows can see your senseless scribbling. Alright, check this one out. The first one says it all, left by some Cleveland show resembling reprobate. You told some massive lies in your video. It's not trespassing to be in an unconstructed house. No signs were present, and he wasn't served a trespass warning. I don't care what you feel. Listen here, you helium-headed dodo bird. You need someone to serve your dumbass a citation to figure out the property you're casing out doesn't belong to you? I mean, this is all we need to see right here. You airheads just leave more and more evidence, which proves without a shadow of a doubt that you were reared by some ratchet mother who didn't teach you any values whatsoever. Because only a stupid-ass mama's boy or a no-count mammy looking to get over on someone would sit there and make every excuse in the book for some spare change in the ashtray swiping simpleton who ends up getting bagged and toe-tagged after a road he chose to take led him straight to a morgue freezer. I mean, you fools sound just like some kids at a convenience store or a bodega trying to distract a store clerk or a cashier while your buddy steals candy. And then when he gets caught, your dumbass comes up talking about, he ain't leave the store yet, so he ain't technically break the law. Why y'all is holding him? He ain't here to do nothing. You see, what's really messed up is you dudes don't even know why it is that you think this way. You do so because the instinctual pattern that you adapted through the osmosis of copying and later following your guardian naturally compels you to behave in such a manner. In layman's terms, because I know your dumbass didn't get what I just said, you sound just like that mother of yours who would defend your childish antics, make excuses for your lack of manners, and even go as far as threatening school teachers, neighbors, and even your own father whenever he or other men from the community tried to intervene and set you straight on the right path.
you been, brother? How you been?
All right, yeah.
Just look at you. Man, you got to cut out this petty stealing. It's bad for our image, brother. We doing good with the neighborhood collections in this community.
Why here? Why
Ripping off newspaper boxes is not our thing. Can you dig?
Yeah.
If you're gonna steal big. Goldie will show you how to do it.
Now, this second screenshot has more of the same senseless, low-calorie logic as you see the ad hominem attacking of some pussy-pandering pseudo-black nationalist troll using a photo of Black Panther Party co-founder Huey P. Newton as his profile picture, all the while telling me to stop hiding behind white racists. I mean, this shit is laughable. But I want you to take a long, strong look at the other comment below by this guy who attempts to deconstruct my video by bringing up white men in history who committed war crimes and forced genocide and extinction across the prairies and plateaus of North America. He brings up the fact that Washington, D.C.'s buildings, statues, and streets, which I'm very familiar with and know all too well growing up less than a 3 to 5 minute drive from the city,
Landover Mall, you love it all. You love it all, Landover Mall.
I love it. I love it. The Hecht Company, Woody's, Garfinkel's, and Sears opening soon.
125 fantastic shops and restaurants.
6 movie theaters.
Now open on the Beltway, exit 32 at Landover Road in Maryland.
You love it all, Landover Mall.
This sentimental motherfucker.
are all named after men who robbed, raped, plundered, pillaged, etc. He actually is telling the truth, but there are two vital pieces of information that destroyed his argument way before it got tossed across the debate table. One, the white men you are referring to as rapists and child molesters also have the public titles of general, admiral, captain, commandant, counselor, advisor, ambassador, finance minister, treasury secretary, president, so on and so forth. These titles are given to distinguish and separate themselves from the civilian class, so the organized groups which they are part of ensure that they receive an endless echo of salutations during times of peace and war. This is why martyrdom works for them, because it is an empowerment-based system which they use to reaffirm their position as conquerors when one of their fellow soldiers falls to the wayside, so another one can step right in line and pick up where he left off, as opposed to black folks in America who, number two, continue to use martyrdom as a means of highlighting a perpetual victimhood status. I mean, think about it. When we as black men end up losing our lives, we aren't even given the distinction of manhood. The media immediately shoves a microphone in the faces of black women, and the next thing you hear is, they killed my baby. And it's like, wait a minute. This man's over the age of 25. He's not a baby. And why are you using childhood photos? Do you think these men and even these women from these other cultures and ethnic groups right here in the United States would stand for such a thing? The answer is hell no, because they know that if the men are given the public status of children, that leaves very little for the two groups who this strategy was basically created to work for, and that's women and children. And if you'll notice, more and more people are generally reluctant to give the same level of sympathy towards these black women that they once did many decades ago, because their public image is not dainty or ladylike in any way. We'll hear the story of 18-year-old Rakia Boyd getting shot by some paranoid plainclothes detective who fired shots all over the streets like, that bitch a soldier. She took it like a G. But in the same breath, we'll respond to the news of some cop jumping on Eric Garner's back and strangling him to death like, can y'all find that old high school photo with him? Even though the man is well over the age of 40. I mean, black man, we weren't always like this. Because if you go back to the era of public hangings in those sundown towns throughout America, we would go to our fallen comrade as he swung from a tree and say, all right, brothers, let's take him down and pull his pants up from around his ankles so when his wife and kids see him in this old wooden cart, they won't see how those sick bastards castrated him as he was hanging to display the physical absence of his male genitalia by removing his balls. We all know the game plan, okay? We got to stick to it, all right? We still have to finish building this town, as well as these schools, libraries, banks, homes, etc., okay? We're going to have to step in this man's place and teach his boys and the other youngsters right where he left off, so this doesn't slow all of us down.
Don't look like nobody been here for quite a spell. Sure you want to stay here?
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor? A couple of niggers just busted into the sheriff's office.
In fact, that's what stepping up to the plate used to mean. It didn't mean getting in the bed of some mentally unstable broad directly after she kicked one of her baby daddies out the home. But that's a completely different topic, and that will be addressed in a future video. This here is the fish fry, and I'm far from finished, because I still got more filleted bass to toss in that batter. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all sit on these seafood baskets that I've served y'all already. Because in the very next video, I'm going to break down this discussion even furthermore by showing you all what this martyrdom of minstrels is really all about.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm rapping in the car to instrumentals.
Okay.